All right, let's spend a couple minutes talking about actually writing the analytical section, the first section. And this is the hard part. I mean, the fun part. The fun, hard part. Um, this is the part where you actually are doing the analysis, where you're taking all of your examples, all of the evidence from your chosen discourse, and you're trying to make sense of it. And when I say that you are trying to make sense of it, I mean that you are looking for the patterns and you are looking for the categories. And then you are developing a name for that pattern or a name for that category. And so, for example, a lot of you last week, when you addressed GNC, you talked about how they had all of this medical jargon, but that what they were presenting didn't necessarily need to be regulated by the FDA's drug category. And so that medical jargon worked in an interesting way. And for me, that's a pattern, right? There's something that I can name. And so in the analytical section, I can develop a claim that explains that pattern. And so if you look at this paragraph, I'm not going to read the entire paragraph. You can click the link and take a look. You can see that I've developed a claim. GNC uses medical sounding language and symbols to create the illusion of medical credibility. There is one specific pattern that I've seen in the GNC discourse. And now I just provide all of the examples from that discourse that explain that pattern. And so I have a paragraph that explains it. And you'll notice in this paragraph that I give multiple examples. I don't just address one package. I have a few packages that I address, and I take lots of language from those packages in order to justify the pattern that I see. So that's what we're attempting to do. You can see that I see another pattern. Down here I've provided another paragraph. This discourse seems to be premised on a specific narrative that individuals aren't doing enough to be healthy and they need more vitamins and supplements regardless of how and what they eat. So here I see a narrative, and I'm considering this like a category, right? That a lot of what they place on that website gets us to think that we absolutely need vitamins, that they are essential. And there's outside research that suggests that a balanced diet, if one has a balanced diet, then they may not need vitamins. And so I have a case that I'm building. I have a claim about a category or another pattern that I see, and I provide an example. And here I have an extended example. I explain how this component of their website works. And so that's what we're aiming to do in the first section of the paper. We're looking for those patterns. We're building claims about the pattern or the category, and then we're bringing in the evidence from our discourse. And so I will admit that this is challenging because it's not as if there's a list out there of patterns and you're saying, oh, there are 10 and here is one. No, you have to see this stuff. You're crafting this stuff. This is you seeing connections and relationships and drawing relationships and naming those relationships. And so this is the heavy lifting. This is the work. But I think that once you practice this a bit, it can be really interesting and you can really start to find some cool moves and patterns that exist in these discourses. And so I imagine that all of us should be able to find anywhere from 3 to 5 patterns, or maybe we craft 3 paragraphs about the patterns. That's about what we're looking for in this project. And so I give you this example here. Feel free to take a look. And as always, if you have questions, let me know. Take good care.